What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Three from Hell, the third installment into the trilogy, started with House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. I can honestly say that Three from Hell is the first decent Rob Zombie movie since the Halloween Remake. Yes, I am a fan of the Halloween Remake. I don't hold it in high regard, but I find it to be a very entertaining movie. But I digress. Three from Hell trilogy. It's a movie that's actually decent. Does it need to? Did this movie need to have been made? No, it did not. It didn't really add anything to me to the overall story that I thought was wrapped up nicely with Devil's Rejects. But for what it is, I like it. Though there, in a lot of ways, Rob Zombie's pretty much doing a copy and paste of Devil's Rejects with this movie because this movie beat for beat follows the Devil's Rejects. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have a lot of good things. Talk about my positives. The positives, the cast. It's fun seeing Bill Moseley as Otis Driftwood again. You can tell that Moseley, like he was in Rejects and Corpses, is having a ball playing Otis again, and he's just great as usual. Captivating performance. You can't take your eyes off him. Sherry Moon Zombie as Baby. Sherry Moon as Baby is her in her element. When you take her out of the baby role, she's just not that good of an actress. But when you put her in the baby role, she's surprisingly good. I don't know if it's because she's bouncing off Bill Moseley, who's a very charismatic actor into himself. But the dynamic between Sherry Moon Zombie and Bill Moseley is untapped. These two are great together. And of course, this movie is the final film that Sid Haig ever did. And yes, Captain Spaulding does make a 3-minute cameo in this movie. I would have liked to see more Captain Spaulding. I understand why, because of personal issues that Sid Haig was going through health-wise during the production of this movie. So he was written out very early in. But as a fan of the character, I need more Captain Spaulding. In the 3 minutes that I saw Sid Haig, I'd have liked to see more. However, the inclusion of Foxy, Otis' half-brother, played by Richard Brake, was beautiful. Brake fit that role perfectly. I love his on-screen chemistry with Bill Moseley. These two are great together. They have a lot of great scenes together. Their comedic timing is unmatched, and I would love to see Zombie do a Otis and Foxy movie with just those two together, because I think there's untapped potential with Brake and Moseley. This movie scratched the surface of just how good these two are as a pair. I would love to see more. Once again, Brake, a saving grace to a Rob Zombie movie, but in this one, he's a saving grace in a Rob Zombie movie that also has Bill Moseley being amazing like he always is. You have Jeffrey Daniel Phillips in this movie, plays the warden, who is pretty much overseeing the Devil's Rejects. I like his character too. I would not have killed him off in the first half of this movie. I would have actually had him go on to the climax of this movie, mainly because Rondo from the Devil's Rejects sees in this movie as well, and Otis kills him, which sets off what's going to happen in the second half of this movie, where Rondo's son Aquarius hunts down the Devil's Rejects. I would have had the warden kind of join up with Aquarius after seeing what happens to the warden and his family in the warden's house. I would have had the warden survive and have him track down Aquarius and strike a deal with him while in Mexico. That's what I would have done, to be honest with you. That would have added a little bit more to me, at least. But then again, I think the first half of this movie is the strongest half in general, and I think the second half of this movie is kind of not that great. It's not bad, but it's not like the greatest thing in the world. It has some cool moments here and there, but the second half of this movie kind of throws away the horror and goes on for full-blown action. So the first half of this movie to me is horror. It's got some good moments, got some good atmosphere. The stuff at the warden's house is great stuff. Baby subplot with Greta, played by Dee Wallace, was also great stuff. Dee Wallace plays this prison guard who pretty much harasses Baby all the time. I thought the stuff with her was great. So the first half of this movie has some legitimate good stuff. The second half, not so much. I think the second half of the movie is kind of weak when they go down to Mexico, because again, they meet up with this guy called Carlos, who rats them out to Aquarius, and you basically get an action movie at the end of the day. Is what it is. I would have liked a more horror approach to this. Would have liked to have a more horror approach instead of an action approach, but it's very lopsided for me. But it's not taking away anything from the performances. Overall, I think every actor in this movie, performances are really, really solid. I think Zombie did a good job with the humor, incorporating it in key moments. I like how Baby pretty much was driven insane while in prison. Even in Corpses and Rejects, she still had some common sense and sanity left. But in this movie, she's completely off her rocker, and it's Otis who is the more sane one and the one who doesn't want to, who's trying to lay low most of the time since they're on the run. And you got Baby constantly starting trouble by killing people, and the host is like, "Oh shit, we gotta go. Come on, grab your shit, let's go." So I kind of like how Otis is the voice of reason and Baby's the one who's going crazy. And again, when you watch Corpses and Rejects, Otis was always the voice of reason to begin with. Yeah. And it's just that his commanding authority. It's just great stuff. Bill Moseley's Otis. I missed his character. I didn't know how much I missed the character of Otis till I saw Three from Hell. I'm like, wow, we really needed Otis back. I mean, Zombie really needed Otis back in order to get his movie career back on track again. So yeah, I mean, the special effects of this movie, they're all done really well. It's all in camera. It's great stuff, though. Rob Zombie does what I hate, which is a shaky cam, especially during action scenes. I hate that shit. Especially when you had a very entertaining machete fight going on at the end of the movie. The fucking shaky cam just eats at me. I hate that aesthetic for action so much. I know Zombie's a fan of that handheld gritty stuff, but cut down on the shaky cam, guy. I would like to see what's going on screen. I don't want to get dizzy. So anything with shaky cam is an automatic fail for me. Unless you do it in a way where it's actually cool. Zombie does it in a way where I just get dizzy watching it, majority of the time. So yeah, but overall production value of this movie is fine. For the most part, Zombie's direction is solid despite the shaky cam in a lot of scenes. I think the cinematography of this movie is great. It goes back to the Devil's Rejects with that drive-in theater grittiness to it. And yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more to say with Three from Hell. Overall, I enjoyed this movie. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did, and I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's far from perfect, but at least Rob Zombie's back to actually trying to do something that's actually cool. And this movie is, it's got some cool things in it. The three cast members, Mosley, Zombie, and Moon Zombie, and Richard Brake. The three of them work beautifully off one another. The great chemistry. The stuff with Foxy and Otis is outstanding. I want to see more of it. You got some good action scenes here and there. The story, like I said, could be very, very lopsided with a strong first half and a kind of weak second half, but it's still got entertaining bits all throughout. And that's the best I can say. Three from Hell, 6.5 out of 10. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this film. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I would like to know. Like the video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.